After seeing Phelps protesting at Matthew's funeral, and then hearing that he's coming back to Laramie for the trial of Russell Henderson, I decided that someone needs to stand toe-to-toe with him and show the difference.
Some people are gonna be sent to hell! And I think you know who you are. And we wouldn't be here if this was just another murder that the state was going to handle. The state handles hundreds of murders. This murder is different because the gays...
He's not even from Laramie. He just travels around the country doing these demonstrations.
Gay lifestyle.
So we're planning an event. We're calling it Angel Action. This 21-year-old little lesbian is gonna walk the line with him.
Spare not! You lift up your voice like a trumpet! And you show my people their transgressions!
We are sending the message of God!
God's anger is pure. That God is going to send someone to hell! That's God's anger! Now we wouldn't be here! Matthew Shepard, what he did was a sin.
As soon as they started jury selection, everyone was coming into my shop with, "I don't want to be on this trial. I hope they don't call me," or, "Oh my God, I got called. How do I get off?" Just wanting to get as far away from it as they could. Very fearful that they were going to have to be part of that jury. And then I heard Henderson had to sit in the courtroom while they questioned prospective jurors. And one of the questions they asked was, "Would you be willing to put this person to death?" And I understand a lot of the comments were, "Yes, I would. Absolutely. Yep, no problem." Well, can you imagine hearing that? Juror after juror after juror. These are people that he knows. No wonder he changed his plea.
You entered a not guilty plea earlier, Mr. Henderson. But I understand you wish to change your plea today?
Yes, sir.
You understand that the recommended sentence here is 2 life sentences?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that those may run concurrently or they may run consecutively?
Yes, sir.
Before the court makes that decision, I understand that there are statements to be made by at least one individual. Let's proceed with that.
As the grandmother and the person who raised Russell, along with my family, we have written the following statement. Our hearts ache for the pain and suffering that the Shepards have went through. We have prayed for your family since the very beginning. Many times throughout the day, I have thought about Matt, and you will continue to be in our thoughts and prayers as we know that your pain will never go away. You have showed such mercy, and we are so grateful that you are giving us all the opportunity to live. Your Honor, we, as a family, hope that as you sentence Russell, that you will do it concurrently for 2 life terms. For the Russell we know and love, we humbly plead, Your Honor, to not take Russell completely out of our lives forever.
Mr. and Mrs. Shepard, There is not a moment that goes by that I don't see what happened that night. I know what I did was very wrong, and I regret greatly what I did. You have my greatest sympathies for what happened. I hope that one day you will be able to find it in your hearts to forgive me.
Mr. Henderson, this court does not believe that you really feel any true remorse for your part in this matter. And I wondered whether you fully realize the gravity of what you have done. You drove the vehicle that took Matthew Shepard to his death. You bound him to that fence in order that he might be more savagely beaten and in order that he might not escape to tell his tale. You left him out there for 18 hours, perhaps having an opportunity to save his life, and you did nothing. As to count 3, that being felony murder with robbery, you are to serve a period of imprisonment for the term of your natural life. For count 1, kidnapping, that you are to serve a period of imprisonment for the term of your natural life. Sentencing for count 1 to run consecutive to sentencing for count 3.
After this sentencing, the Mormon Church decided to excommunicate Russell. Now, he's got a Mormon home teacher that visits him in prison every week.
So now nobody from the church is gonna go visit him?
Not supposed to. They're not supposed to pray for him. He'll just sort of disappear.
Stop, please, look over here.
This is Tom.
What happened that night? We need to know. This town needs to know.
I need some more light on them.
I never get tired of this play.
Yeah, well, try directing it 50 times. You can relax. Just keep the umbrellas up.
So I hear you're doing Angels in America next year.
We have an obligation to reach our students. And the question is, how do you reach a whole state where there's such deep-seated hostility toward gays? How do you reach them? Angels in America is just the beginning. And guess who's auditioning for the lead?
My parents, right? They're like, hey, so what plays are they doing in school this year? Oh, let's see, Angels in America. Wait. Angels in America, isn't that play? It's that scene, yeah? So you're gonna audition for this? And I said, yeah, I am. Huge argument, right? It was like this huge argument. My mom was like, homosexuality is a sin, homosexuality is a sin, homosexuality is a sin. But the best thing, right? The best thing that I knew that I had on it, right? Was this, they'd just seen me, it was right before this, they'd just seen me on stage in Macbeth, right? I like murdered like this little kid and Lady Macduff and like these 2 other guys, right? I'm like, Mom. I just played a murderer tonight and you didn't seem to have any problem with that.
So when's the audition?
Tuesday. Yeah, but I tell you, man, I have never prepared myself for an audition like this in my life. Never. Not even close.
You know, everybody second guesses what you're doing. You know, you get a lot of heavy criticism. You did everything wrong. You are not supposed to touch anybody unless you have your gloves on and protective gear. Or then they make you out to be some kind of, you know, big hero. You don't know, some Joe Blow down the block. You could have done a better job than I did. People do extraordinary things every day. I think this has really brought home to my girls what their mom does for a living.